primary, because this is a primary database. Management policy automatic. Okay, cluster database variable true. See, instant failover 1, it is 1. OPI not, all that. Okay, there should be some dependency also, I think, defined here. Is there anything? No, it's not defined. Okay, so this you cannot change. Okay, because it has been controlled by Oracle. Only user defined thing you can change. If you say this one, actually most of the thing you will like this. In this case only defined with register. You don't check, once you check this only you will get all the Oracle defined. Okay. See, this much options you can give. All these are the parameters. Okay. This will control everything. Hard dependency. If you say hard dependency, which resource it depends on, host where the resources instance is running. All this you will have to define. If you are defining dependency, you have to select which of the dependency you will be there. Okay. So that's where how you can define the resource types. Okay. Now let's see if we want to create a VIPs. What is a VIP? Application VIP is nothing but if a client accesses the application through network, you must register a VIP on which application depends. On that means on a virtual IP it will use it. Okay. So to create type of new VIP, run the following command as root on the clusterware. You can directly run using clusterware or you can use enterprise manager. Here we are trying to see is crctl add type. Add type is app VIP.type. Base type is Oracle cluster VIP. So you are going to use Oracle cluster VIP. Once you have defined this type VIP, you can say add resource my apps VIP. Then you try to give all the attempts, like attempts which we have said restart attempt 2, start timeout 100 seconds. If the application does not start in 100 seconds, it will say stop timeout. It has to stop within 10 100 seconds, otherwise no. How many times it has to reattempt? It says then checkout time is 10 seconds, means every 10 seconds will keep on pinging and checking what is there. What is the Aura VIP which has been assigned to this? Is 192.6, 10, 10, 10. Do you have any startup dependency? Yes, we are trying to say it should have Aura network pull. Stop dependency, the first we have to stop that network dependency. Once you configure this, you can simply add VIP to that application using apps VIP config create network 1, which is going to be assigned. We are going to give the IP address what you have put in your add resource, and then VIP name application, and what is going to be the, here we are talking about user root. We can give Oracle, in that case it has to have the access on that. Okay, you can add using the same thing as enterprise manager. You can specify the application IP address, who is going to be the primary users. Once you say the primary users, it will ask you the confirmation username, password. Okay, that's where we are going to define an Oracle application as a part of that. Okay, now come to what you can do with Enterprise Manager. Today, using Enterprise Manager, you can do all the resources job on that. Okay. Today, you can manage the clusterware. You can create a clusterware resource, monitor the clusterware resource. You can edit the resource attribute, start and stop resource, relocate the resource. You can change the parameters like cardinality. You can look at
Bharti,
what are the current state
Bharti,
and check what are the
నువ్వు
hosts
డిష్
which are
వాషర్లో ఏదో
running there.
తీసి పెట్టమని చెప్పి ఏం
So
చెప్పాలా
all
మా
this we
అమ్మకి?
just checked it is there.
ఏదో డిష్ వాషర్ ఏదో తీసి
So
పెట్టాలని ఏదో చెప్పు.
this is the same thing. We can just directly go through everything. Okay. So that's why I'm just skipping the screens. Now, if you want to do using CRS-CTL command line interface, these are the scripts which you can do it. Okay. Once you have registered the resource, here we are talking about my Apache. Okay. In that case, the commands are simple. What we have been using, CRCTL stop resource, the name of the resource. If you have that resource registered, it will get stopped. You want to start again, you same command. You can also relocate the resources which are registered. We specify the host name -n host names. Okay, we have been doing this CRS TTS resource option always in that. If you remember, we are doing CRS TTS stat resource minus T so that it comes in one file. Okay. Any question till that? Then we'll talk about ONS and other things. Okay, let's come to the high availability events. What is high availability events? High availability events are the events or the alerts, whatever you call notifications. Whenever a Oracle cluster resource changes its states and it moves from up to down, down to up, or there is an error, anything, the events are generated. How that events are captured? There has to be some process by which you need to capture this change. Okay? And that change has to be captured and that has to be informed to the user or the application which is running on that. Yes? Otherwise, how will you know that, okay, this cluster is done? The simple thing, if you look at that, the first one, the diagram, any CRS event is captured by Enterprise Manager database control and that is gone to DBM control. So once we do that control check, it goes to that. Now this is within the Oracle, but suppose you have a lot of application which are non-Oracle application and which has to interact with this CRS. So we have two products which we call as AQ, okay, and Oracle notification service. This is nothing but as a bridge between all this application to provide you the interface for HI events, so that all this application can interrupt the change in the events and react according to that. Okay. Yes. Any questions? Okay. So that's the role of APN fan. It interacts with NetApp application, C application, Java, JDBC. If you have ONS, Java APIs, all that can interact with ONS. Okay, if you want to check what is my ONS configuration, you can type this command svr-ctl config node apps minus, as it will give you the current configuration. Suppose you want to add the notification server, you have to say add node apps -l, which is the local port, and the you want to specify on that. Okay, default will check whether it's a government office and all that. If you want to start and stop, you have option called start or stop node apps. It will start the notification server. Okay, so that's all which is going to be covered. Okay, when Oracle clusterware is installed, generic and free pool are created automatically. Yes, yes, they are created automatically. That's what generic is for the backward compatibility and agreements option. Even in upgrade option, all are put into generic things. Okay. Resource management can be two methods for managing resource. Resource can be managed administrative based resource management and policy management. There is nothing called threshold management. Okay, so that's what chapter 5. Any questions? Otherwise, we'll move to chapter 6. I think we have a little more to. Okay, what I will do is this is troubleshooting of clusterware. We'll try to take this at the after we install the RAC database so that we have more detailed troubleshooting. Okay, so instead of that chapter, we'll go to the chapter 7. Don't worry, we'll cover that, but we'll cover on more detail because I want to give live environment on that. Okay. Okay, before this, I have a quick presentation. If anybody, just I will quickly run through that. Not part of the course, but if anybody, okay. We'll talk about this in troubleshooting also. This is what I thought instead of that troubleshooting, we'll talk about. This is I will share with you right from 10th onwards, how do we check node eviction problem, what is the voting list, or if any other eviction, what you can look at it. Okay, this is the two presentation which I have included extra from my side. Same way, we'll talk about this presentation down the line. What is the startup sequence if somebody wants to check it? How do we troubleshoot? Please, this is not a Bible. This is just a hint for you which I have written so that it can be helpful. I'll send to all the emails except that I have not got email from, I think, Wilfred, Jackson, Raman we have got. I'm still waiting for email of Tom. Can you send me your email, Tom, on chat? I'll share this presentation with you guys. Okay. Okay. So let's move to the chapter 7. Okay, thanks, Tom. Okay. So let's move to the topic 7th. This is administrating the ASM instance. We talk about the ASM is nothing but automatic storage management. What are the parameters? What are the processes which are associated? And what are the views where you can find details about ASM? Okay. What are the ASM parameters? There is only one parameter which is mandatory for ASM. That is nothing but instance type equal to ASM. If it is instance type is equal to RDMS, that means it is a database. And when you set this as an instance type equal to ASM, it means it's a ASM instance. There are number of specific parameters. This have name starting with ASM underscore. The sum of the parameters like memory target, P file, SP file, list of digit group, and all that is there. Okay, let's quickly look at this list of that parameters. Okay. Okay. SQL plus slash SSM show parameters is a view which you are going to use or describe. Oh, sorry. Okay. In this only 4 are set. Okay. Currently, if you look at that, but I don't know why instant type show parameter instant instant type is ASM. Okay, it is ASM. The instant name is ASM. The integer number is there. Number of cluster database instances value is set to 4. The other parameter which is very important, which has to be set up if you are using in ASM, sorry, it's going to be your your cluster database. We'll look at that. ASM disk group specifies the first parameter which is important. Here's a list of disk group that has to be automatically mounted up on the start. Use the default value of null. If it not necessary, it can have null volume. But one thing very careful here, if you are storing OCR file and voting this on ASM disk group, that disk group will be automatically mounted. Okay. If ASM is started with the no mount option, then no disk groups are mounted except the disk group which is using OCR and that. This is only applicable when you from 11RG R2. Previously, not necessary. You can set this parameter using alter system. Okay, it automatically modify SP file. If you are using P file, then you have that. See, another one thing is that except when you use AMCM is used to create new group. Whenever you use ASMCF, even though if you have P file, it get automatically modified. Otherwise, you have to manually go and adjust the P file if you are using. Nowadays, everybody started using SP file. Life is little better. Okay, this again the same thing. ASM disk group which has to be modified. Use like cluster synchronization service for OTNR, OCR, all these are mounted at the thread side. And if you are stored SP file in the ASM group, in a disk group, that also get mounted automatically at the time of cluster startup. Next, second thing was, which is important, is ASM disk string. This is nothing but the value which you want to set up while searching for ASM disk, so that while creating disk group, you automatically get the list of disks which are candidate for that. And the path varies from platform specific. It's not everybody uses /dev. They are different for them. Okay. Normally, if you are using Oracle ASM libs utility, the path is already included as a default. As I told you, you can say /dev star automatically or question mark wildcards. Please, this will reject if you don't have the changes. And only limitation with this is only file which has the permission to read that file, like grid owner. that only file it can read, otherwise it is not able to read the files with root owner. That's a standard problem which I have seen in most of the cases. The other thing is power limit. Default is 1. That is this is the parameter when system want to do rebalance. Rebalance happens whenever you add or delete a disk from a disk group. Okay, so that's when the rebalance is a resource consuming utility, process, and it takes a lot of your CPU and memory buffer cache. So please try to avoid doing rebalancing at your peak time until it is a very necessary operations. Okay, now the limit is as standard, the limit is 0 to 11. 0 means you are disabling the rebalancing operation. Okay, when you do 11 it is, but I have seen some note, I'm trying to search that note. It says on certain type of system it can still go to 128 also. Okay, okay, again we have already discussed of this type. Instant type equal to ASM, and other option is RDBMS. Okay, this is the another parameter which I was talking, cluster database type. If you are using where short storage is enabled, you need to enable parameter which is set as a cluster database is true for multiple ASM to instance access the same disk concurrently, otherwise it will burn. Cluster ASM can support rack as well as single non-rack database. So this parameter which I was talking about, show parameter cluster. Cluster database equal to true and the instant equal to 4. Cluster interconnect is not written, but you can also specify if you have intervalues. Okay. Memory target. We talked about, if you remember in the last memory target, get the total memory used by ASM. Default it takes 275 MB and it's suitable for most of the environment until your ASM is very large size. Okay, this parameter can be adjusted automatically based on you can specify value. Anything lower below 256 is automatically discarded because the minimum value is 256 MB and it can be increased dynamically. You can keep on increasing, and based on how much storage you are going to use and all that, you have to do it. Also, there are one more factor which affect your memory is the AU size which you are going to use. If you are going to use AU size 1, there are chances you will use. If you are using higher AU size, the required memory management, the target can be little less because the number of bytes allocated for each allocation will come down because you are allocating large chunk of base in one shot. Okay, so let's see what is memory management target.
Okay, doctor. Thank you.
Max target, memory max target, both are set to default value. If you want, you can change it and see the. Okay, now the SP file. What is the SP file you are going to change? Is a binary file, everybody knows, and it can be modified using system. In cluster environment, SP site should resolve either in ASM or in the cluster file system. In our case, it should be in ASM disk group, show parameter. Okay, so see, it is stored in data group under the cluster node, master cluster node, ASM parameter, and the registry is this one. Okay, so let me create P file from SP file. Okay, create it here, where it will be created. Oracle.
English was like hard.
See, as on today only these are the parameters which have been set. And if you see this here, since it is used on multiple nodes, you have given the volume as this. Wherever you have given star, it is applicable to all the instance. Okay, and wherever it is instance specific, the value is given plus first. Instant plus overrides a star option. Okay. Okay, how can we start and stop up the ASM? You have to use SVR-CTL to start and stop a ASM instant. The status is SVR start ASM minus node on that. Okay, if on all node you can stop simultaneously, you can say SVR stop ASM. Okay, ASM is running on node. So the same command what we have used for clusterware, same thing can be used to administrator. Only here you are going to use SVR-CTL instead of CRS-CTL. Okay, you can start and stop using SQL Plus like a normal database. If you see, the only difference here you will find it is that first it will create instant and mount the disk group. There is nothing so-called open command. Okay. Okay. So we can do that also. Other tool is ASMCA. You can start and stop using the ASMCA. Other tool is ASMCDA. CMD also can be used to start and stop options. If you look at that, long back we have talked CMD. If you write any wrong command here, it gives you list of command. Okay, gives you all the list of command which you can use using ASMCMD. Okay. All ASM instant containing OCR and voting this will be automatically restarted by high availability server domain. Whenever you use CTR, it will be automatically maintained. So others you may have to do it manually, but when you are using voting this and all that, it will automatically do. Okay, there's again you are running a node listener. What happened to a listener? This is again there is a major challenge which I have faced in lot of environment. When you start using clusterware, okay, you run the listener using this node. Can I just